Hi guys, this video is for those who think that immigration is impossible without money. Well, I'm a perfect example of the person who did it for a very little money, which was reimbursed for me afterwards. How I did it? For my program, the amount of money which was required was zero. I was a temporary foreign worker, and the certificate that I need to provide was a proof that I have some means to support myself while I'm in Canada. This proof was my future salary, as I was employed by a Canadian employer. In my job offer, he stated a salary that I will be annually getting from that employer. That was a proof of money that I would be having in Canada once I immigrate. But just to be sure that my application will go through, I assumed that they would need some amount of money on my bank account. They would need to see it. As I didn't have money, as I believe most of you don't, because I estimated that for Canadian government to be sure that I won't die from hunger for the first months in Canada, I estimated the amount that would be sufficient was around $2,000 to $3,000. Sure, I didn't have this money. I had barely enough for the ticket to Canada, so how would I get it? I didn't have rich relatives. My parents had also zero. And I didn't have friends who I could request to get this amount. What I did, I went to bank, I took a loan, and once I get that certificate that I have this money on my account, I submitted it with other papers to Canadian Embassy. Once I got my visa, I just gave this money back to the bank. I knew that I'm coming to Canada and I already have a job lined up. So I knew that from the first month I would have enough money to pay for my food, for my accommodation, because the minimal salary in Canada is enough to pay for those things. So I gave money directly to the bank. I went to Canada. I found accommodation within the first week. And after my first paycheck, that came right after 2 weeks, a regular time in Canada for paychecks, I was able to pay for my first accommodation. So as you can see, I spent zero of my own money to show as a proof that I have means to live in Canada. How I got my ticket. The cost of my airline ticket was, as I remember, $1,200. Which was very big money for Ukrainian person who averagely gets around $500 to $600. So this money I just simply saved for 1 year. If you give yourself 1 year, saving $100 per month is pretty doable, right? If you have such a goal as immigration to Canada. So I was just saving it. There was no parents, no boyfriends, no friends involved in my money gathering, just myself, and as simple as it gets. But there is one more surprise to that. Once I came to Canada, I had no idea that for this program, Foreign Temporary Worker, an employer should reimburse the cost of the ticket. So the money that I've spent for my ticket, $1,200, $1,200, the employer reimbursed within the first week. So I got my money back. The money that I was saving for the whole year, I got back in the first week in Canada. As you can see, immigration can cost you as much as zero. Good luck to you with this.